Okay, still good? All right, questions for David?
David, what has this kind of like ramp up to the season been like compared to your past 4 years at Washington State?
I would say like this ramp up, Coach Stoops does a great job like keeping people healthy. Because at Washington State, like we were constant grind, and at some point, like the players' bodies would really start like feeling it, and then like your first week outside, like like people are beat up, there's injuries, but Coach Stoops does a great job, like basically stay still and like physical, but then he also keeps us like pretty like healthy for the most part.
Second scrimmage in the books, coach said that he saw an uptick or some better tackling. Would you agree?
100%. Our first scrimmage, there was quite a few missed, and this one I could probably count on like one hand, so it's definitely better than last time.
Where's the biggest area you saw growth in the defense from one scrimmage?
Can you repeat that?
Where's the biggest area of growth you saw in the defense? Last week?
I would definitely say it was our communication and, like you said, tackling, because our last scrimmage it just wasn't okay because we missed way too many. But this one, I'm definitely happy with basically Daver and just everybody else back there giving like calls, giving a backfield set. So I just feel everything is just there.
Talk about Daver there. How important has he been? Kind of Coach White talked about him before as the kind of guy that might get that green dot and kind of keeping the cohesion of the defense, communicating what Coach is trying to have you guys do.
Yeah, the part that I love about Daver is that Daver is very mellow-headed, and that but things that he picks it up when he has to. But when he's trying to tell us a play, he's real calm, just collected, and when you're out there in front of 100,000 people, you kind of have to be, and so that's the part that I love about the boy.
Is there one of those battles with the interior deep offensive line that you really enjoy going on?
Yeah, probably Farm and Jag. Farm and Jag are definitely two physical people, and I just love going against them.
I know Washington State's not on the coast side of that state, but you've gotten a pretty good dose of the heat and humidity here. What's that been like for you?
That first day was hell. I said this before. It felt like I was breathing through a straw, and it was terrible. So I think the farthest that I've been this area is probably Texas, and Texas it gets hot, but it's not humid. So it took me about I probably say till last week to not be dying on that field. And so I think it's good that I got acclimated to it. So
how are you now?
I'm fine now. Yeah, I feel good. It's definitely harder than Washington State because Washington State, our first game would be 30 outside and we'd be practicing in the snow. So we go down to UCLA and it's 8 degrees and I'm dying. So basically it's nice though.
Have any of these guys from Florida told you you haven't seen anything yet?
Thank God we're not going down there. Because I heard the swamp is bad in Florida. I've never been, but I heard it's humid. Yeah.
There's a reason they call it the swamp.
Yeah, but if I had to, I'll play there. I just anything. Yeah.
Everybody good? Anybody else? Everybody good? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
No, handshake's okay too. It's all right.
All right, everybody still balanced? All right, good deal. Question for Josh?
How did you see the scrimmage?
So from an offensive line perspective, we did some good things, we did some bad things we have to correct. We're 2 weeks away from the first game, and so the good thing is we've got time, not a lot of time. So at the end of the day, we got to do our responsibilities and treat every day like it's going to be our last.
Can you elaborate on some of those loose ends you guys still want to tie up ahead of the season?
Yeah, I mean, like everybody, there's going to be loose ends. I mean, you're not going to be if you can be in midseason form by the first game, then great. And we still have to work on that, and we're very close. I will say that.
Obviously, you've been around the block, played a couple of different schools. Maybe not to put anyone down, but how would you kind of compare this offensive line group to maybe some of the others you've worked with?
Yeah, I think we're very solid. I think we have a chance to be really good, and we just got to keep working and never settle. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not the teams who start the fastest; it's the teams that can keep it rolling all throughout the season.
And his question they asked David: is there an interior guy on the defensive line that you really enjoy going against and blocking in practice?
Yeah, I mean, Gusta and Khalil are two of my favorite players to go against. I feel like both of their games are well balanced, and because of that, you have to react. You can't get caught guessing what they're going to do. And I mean, out there today, I got caught guessing a couple times, and that's just me being lazy and me not playing the game. It's me trying to cheat the game.
Just kind of going off of that, what's it like having David and Khalil on the field at the same time? Like, how do they kind of complement each other?
Yeah, I mean, they complement each other very well. I mean, for an offensive line to have to face both of them at the same time, it's going to be a challenge. I'm interested to see how other offensive lines handle them. They are great athletes, and they're well-rounded.
They've used the term professional and businesslike a lot when talking about you guys up front and kind of the team in general. Can you kind of compare the way that is here now to maybe some of the other places you've been?
Yeah, I mean, I think it speaks to the landscape of college football today as compared to when I started as a freshman in 2020. I mean, I think across the country you see it's become a profession. It's become your job, and players are treating it as such. And because of that, it's not to say that players – I think a lot of people, when they see the new landscape of college football, they say, oh, the players don't care about the university. I think they care about the university even more because they're saying this is where I choose to be, this is what I want to represent. And because of that, they carry themselves in a different manner. I mean, you see guys treating their body as their business. And because of that, I see more people in the training room getting treatment every day than I have in the past in my career. And I see people taking nutrition seriously, the weight room more serious than I think people have throughout the country, even last year or the year before.
How do you all balance professional, business-like approach and the fun aspect?
Yeah, I mean, the fun aspect, we had a little team retreat this past week, and I think the way you balance it is that when you cross the white lines, when you're on the field, it's a business, it's your job. But once you're past the field and you're in a team situation like we did this past Wednesday night, that's where the fun begins. But in between the lines, on the field, it's all business.
Why was that team retreat important?
Why or how?
Why was it important?
I mean, it's just always hanging out with your guys outside of a football setting. I mean, we were on a lake. We were swimming most of the afternoon and just breaking bread with each other, getting outside of the walls of this facility. I mean, it's a great facility, but it doesn't beat the lake with your boys. So I mean, and then actually, Shiaj brought Risk Europe to the thing, and so Pete, me, Jagger, Calzada, Cutter, Caddis, basically most of the offense we're playing Risk Europe. Maybe a little later than we probably should have been, but you know, it's things like that we're going to remember for the rest of our lives, and that's why I think it was important.
Josh, it seems like there's been a real emphasis on those like third and short, fourth and short situations where they struggled last year. As an offensive line, what's key to coming through in those situations where everybody knows you're probably running?
Yeah, I mean, people always say games in the SEC are won in the trenches, and if you want to win the game, you have to convert on third and short and stay out of the fourth and short. But once you're in fourth and short, I mean, it's live or die. And so I think it plays in our favor. Just if you look at our offensive line, how we're built, I think that's going to be a point of emphasis for us to be successful in the third and short and hopefully stay out of the third and mediums, third and longs.
I guess you touched on this talking about the retreat, but when you first got here, through media day, whatever interviews you've talked about, a group trying to come together as one, the O-line, when you only have weeks or months and not years. How's that process? How do you see that now, 2 weeks before the first game?
Yeah, no, it's something we were lamenting on the trip when we were playing Risk. We were like, man, because it turns out that Walschlager loves Risk, I love Risk, Pete loves Risk, and we didn't know this until this past week. We could have been playing Risk every Friday night for the past 20 weeks, and so it's those things that you miss whenever you go to different schools. You don't really know the guys as well, and you just have to get to that point quicker. And I think I'm sad that we didn't discover our love of Risk until now, but at the end of the day, I feel like we're in a good spot to face the season together. I think we're in. I've heard coaches say, "Mow your own yard, and I'll mow mine." But I think at the end of the day, we need to come together and mow your own yard. But if your neighbor needs help, he needs help, and you're there to help him.
How long did it take you to finish that game? Risk takes a while.
So we none of us had ever played Risk Europe, and so it took us about 30 minutes to get it all set up. And then we realized that it was going to take about 3 to 4 hours if we played by the rules. And so we kind of played Risk Europe on the board, but with just regular Risk rules for battle. And Walschlager sat down late after we started, and he was furious because he read the rules, and he's like, no, it's so easy. This is just, it'll take like 30 minutes if we just do it this way. And we're like, no, Wooly, calm down. So.
Two-part question. in the day of video games and devices and everything, how do so many guys really enjoy and like Risk? And the second part is, who won?
I'll answer your second question first. So it was basically the way we set up the board and how we drew our starting cities. It was basically me and Pete on one half of the board and Caddis and Jagger on the other half of the board. And me and Pete were just constantly going at it. Jagger wiped Caddis out in like 3 moves. And then me and Pete forgot that to win the game, it's not to eliminate the other players, it's to capture crown cities. And so Jagger won 7 crowns in like 5 moves, and me and Pete were just battling it out. And Jagger's like, "Hey guys, I won." He's like, "I won, I'm going to bed." And we're like, "Oh." So, and then what was your first question? Oh, in the days of technology, why are we playing Risk?
And video games and everything. That's
Yeah.
a bit of a throwback for 20-something.
Yeah, no, I think I'll have to credit Pete with that. Shiaj has brought chess into the facility, and that's something that I love playing chess. I never thought to bring it into the facility, and he did, credit to him, and we've been playing chess all throughout training camp, me and him, Calzada, Coach Ed. And it's things like that, yeah, you can play video games, and that's all fun, but I think there's a level of intimacy when you're across the board from someone. And it's different than just being on the screen in the headset. And on the trip, it's funny, some guys brought their PS5s only to find out that there are no TVs in the cabins we were staying in. I don't know what they thought was going to happen, but good thing Pete bought Risk.
All right, everybody good? Yep. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.